So as I mentioned in the previous video, this has got a full file of documents with it, of course, as well as the handbook and everything else with it as well, including it's got BMW price list and specifications 1988 on there. This is a 1989 car, but it's got that on it, and it's got brochure 316, 318, 320, 325i. So here I've got, and including, I've got this document here, which is kind of the first invoice that I have in the file, Chen Motor Limited. I think it was sold as an ex-demo or something, because there's 26,800 miles already on it, but it was sold in London. So it's come home to London, it's come home. This is where it pretty much started off, it seems to be. And it was sold to a lady owner. I think she paid about 15 grand from what I can work out, just over 15 grand for the car at the time. It's had 4 owners in total. Like I said, a huge file of receipts and documents and stuff like that. But 2019, it seems to have been sold to another guy. So it was in Cornwall for a while, and then it was sold to another guy who appears to then have taken it to Germany. So from September onwards, all the receipts in here are in German. So that's quite interesting. So it seems to have spent time in German. There's also a receipt in here for, I think it's about 6.5 grand, 6.5 euros that has been spent on the bodywork, on rust proofing it and the respray and all the rest of it. So quite a lot of work has been done to this car. At the end of this, there's also a document that reveals, in fact there's a bunch of documents in here that seem to be related to Portugal, and there's a post-it note on there that says these documents were gathered in order to import this car to Portugal. However, this process was abandoned as the import tariff was too expensive. This is really interesting. You know, a car really comes to life when you start to look at the history of the ownership and the people behind it and stuff like that. So looking at these pile of receipts from 2019, I mean, look at that. All of that is from 2019. There's a lot of work, a lot of things have been changed. I am going to go and get this car checked out, and that will be another video, and you know, you'll learn all about, let's see what's actually true about this car or not. But it appears that a lot of work has been done to this car. And you think, well, why was the car sold when so much work was done to it? And it feels to me like this was meant to be a keeper. Whoever had this car was going to keep this car, and they were in Germany. And now this is all speculation now, I'm just guessing now, I'm just deducing now, that they were in Germany, they were working, they maybe came back to UK and then decided to go and work, either go and work in Portugal or maybe go retire in Portugal, and they planned to take the car with them. But for some reason they decided that they couldn't because it was too expensive to pay the import tariff. So that's why it ended up at auction. So I was going to reveal, you did ask me, what this is the spec sheet. This is the sheet that was given out by the classic car auctions, and this was all the information, everything about the car. And on this car, on this card or paper, whatever your sheet, what you want to call it, there is an estimated guide price that it was supposed to go for, and the guide price on here is 14,000 to 18,000 pounds. Again, just to let you know, this is a 1989 BMW 325i SE E30, and it had 117,000 miles. It's now got 118,000 miles on it, on the car, with a full MOT and the service history and all the rest of it. And it's got an MOT until February next year. So it's also been MOT'd in February this year, so as recently as that. And that was the guide price, 14 to 18. So I shall reveal now that it went under the hammer. And this is now you'll see why this was such an irresistible proposition. It went under the hammer for £9,000. And then with charges and VAT and stuff, the total price was £10,350 for this car. So that's what it cost. There you go. Was it a good price? I mean, I've seen these good ones of these go for a lot higher already. A concourse edition car I saw recently advertised for around nearly 40 grand, right? I remember my old car, I think I probably paid 5,000 for it in the 90s. So £5,000 when it was about 9 years old is what I paid for it, and I probably sold it for about the same. And selling the car was not something I wanted to do. It's something I had to do at the time. I'll leave that story for another video. But that's kind of what it was. And now, all these years later, £9,000, and I'm pretty sure that these are going for a lot more than that. So let me know what you think. Was this a good deal? Was this a mistake? Was that a bargain? Have I paid too much for it? I guess more will be revealed when we have somebody look at the car and see, is it as solid as it appears to be from this thick file of sheets here. More in forthcoming videos coming your way soon. Make sure you're following everything about this car. Hashtag BCG BMW E30. See you in the next video.
A big shout out and thanks to Jay Williams over at Air Technic, who are top tier sponsors of Brown Car Guy. Check them out at Air Technic Co UK for exhausts, brakes, suspension and body kits. Plus our other major sponsor, Nayagen Solutions. Much appreciation also to Tier 4 sponsors, Muhammad Ali Humaid, Tom Conway Gordon and Reza Adil. And of course all these other guys who supporting on Patreon. Brown Car Guy is eternally grateful. Hey, think about joining them over at Patreon.com Brown Car Guy. If you can't, don't worry. Just make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel and website. Plus follow on social media by searching for Brown Car Guy.